Put away that goddamn lotion. It's patch day, baby. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down patch 3.07, which has some interesting changes to multiple agents, plus some quality of life changes that I think you're going to enjoy. So we're going to break it all down. We'll go to the GameLeap website right now for in-depth tips and tricks, VOD reviews, and much, much more. If you want to improve, if you want to dominate come this patch, you got to go check it out right now. But without further ado, let's jump into the video. Let's actually read everything they have to say about the intro of the patch, and then we're going to jump into the patch notes. Quote, I hope the last patch was enough excitement for one patch cycle. Patch 3.07 is about fixing a number of common crashes some of you may have experienced in the past. Slight changes to deathmatch will support the mode as a drop-in and drop-out mode, and agents who frequently get high can no longer escape the most upper portions of Viper's wall decay. So jumping right into the changes, let's read what they had to say about Viper. Quote, passing through the highest portion of Viper's wall now correctly applies instant decay to high-flying agents. Updated the visuals for the dissolving effect seen while inside Viper's smoke to better match the visual seen from the outside in an attempt to recover any type of peeker's advantage when playing from within the smoke. So basically, if you're flying over a Viper wall and you touch the very top of it, whether you're Raze or Jett or whatever, you're still gonna correctly get that instant decay. So that's something to keep in mind. And then of course, it's gonna be interesting the differences we see from playing inside of Viper's ultimate. We're gonna have to wait and see exactly how this plays out, but I'm all for more consistency, so I'm interested to test it out myself. Now we're going to the next agent change. We do got to talk about Jett. Jett's Bladestorm kunai will now recharge after killing a training W or diffuse practice bot. Okay, this is not really an agent change, but this is so goddamn important. But why did they have to add this now after the fact when we can no longer Korean Jett, right? We've been asking for this forever to practice Jett knives, and we really wanted to practice Korean Jett, being able to flick and dash because before the Jett knives would not reset on kills, and now they do, but there's no Korean Jett anymore. So now we're just sad, but I guess you could still practice flying through the air, hitting headshots. It's way more satisfying than for some reason hitting a whole bunch of headshots in a row and still having to reset your knives. I think this is far better. I was actually hoping this was gonna be some real Jett changes and not just for the training room because of all that controversy and everything about Jett changes not being enough. But let me know, how do you feel about new Jett? How she played out in your games? Do you feel that the nerfs were enough, or do you think it's a little premature and maybe she needs to get nerfed down the line, or maybe she needs to get buffed? I wanna know your opinion about all of that down below. Now, unfortunately, we still got no yoru changes. I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind if we don't see it at some point, but I'm sorry, you yoru mains, you're gonna have to wait a couple more patches. Hopefully soon, but I don't know. Riot, if you wanna let me know, that would be great. Then moving on to social updates, penalties removed for leaving deathmatch early. Full game participation is required to earn XP. Many of you use deathmatch to warm up, and its drop in, drop out nature makes that work great, which is why we now support DMs as a drop in, drop out mode with no penalties for leaving a game early. This is just great. I think this is a fantastic change. It's gonna make deathmatch so much better because something that always happens is like 7 freaking people leave a deathmatch. It's anywhere from like 5 to 10, and it can be incredibly frustrating where people are not quote unquote winning, so they want to leave. And then you're just running around in circles trying to find people just to get some goddamn practice in. Now, that being said, I do think that deathmatch does need a lot more work, and I think there's other things that they could add into deathmatch to make it even better, like no radar, maybe not being able to see where people spawn, a lot quicker, no respawn time, but there's a lot of other things they could add. But for now, I'm super happy with these changes, and I'm definitely someone who grinds deathmatch a lot, so I'm really gonna feel it. Now, moving on to the next thing is performance updates. New setting in beta, raw input buffer improves performance of input device processing. Valorant has used raw input for devices since launch. Enabling raw input buffer will adjust which APIs are used for processing raw input. Should result in minor performance improvement and identical input latency when used with standard input devices and gaming mice. Major performance improvement when used with 8000 Hz pulling rate mice. 8000 Hz pulling rate mice are supported with this feature enabled. So if you're one of the like 2 people that has an 8000 Hz pulling rate mice, now you're gonna actually be able to use it. And they say that this is going to actually improve or have minor performance improvement. I have no freaking idea, so you're gonna have to let me know in the comments down below what this does, how much this helps. But Riot says it's gonna help a little bit, so it's probably something that is gonna be okay to turn on, but I'll definitely give you an update later on if this is not true. Now, the last thing is game system. Fixed a bug where team ace could be awarded in scenarios where it wasn't earned by the team. We still respect teamwork, so that's a little bit funny, but honestly, this patch wasn't the biggest patch. I know that they're fixing a lot of bug issues and things like that, and overall, no huge changes. I definitely hope that the next patch, patch 3.08, is going to be a big one. We still have a lot of things that we're waiting on. The yoru changes, we're waiting on that 5v5 clash mode potentially, and a lot of other proposed changes they talked about. I'm really excited for some more dramatic changes, but definitely let me know what thing you really wanted to see in this patch, or are you happy that they're just taking a patch off to really fix some of the issues with the game? I want to know your opinion about all that down below. Thank you so much for coming by. Go to that GameLeap website if you want to dominate, in-depth tips and tricks. I love your faces, and I'll see you next time.